It's so important to be aware of heat-related illnesses and how scary they can be if left untreated. But it's especially important to check in on kids. They may not always say what they're feeling. Our Sedona Meadows spoke with a healthcare professional. Sedona, what did they say?
Nisha, just like you mentioned, infants and children can't always say what they're feeling, so healthcare professionals urge caregivers to monitor how kids are acting, especially during these hot summer months. Heat-related illnesses, they can be critical if left untreated, and they can range in severity.
We can have just heat fatigue, start to have very early symptoms of heat problems. We can progress to heat exhaustion, which is more severe, but certainly something that is fairly reversible if we identify it and address it quickly, and then people can move on to what a lot of people refer to as heat stroke. And that is a situation where the body temperature is above 104 degrees.
This severity could translate into seizures, or a person may become unresponsive, something that could happen when spending too much time in hot temperatures without hydrating and not taking breaks. And these illnesses can be especially concerning among infants and children, as they may not be able to speak up when they're in distress.
These kids can very rapidly become unresponsive. They can have seizures, and all of this can lead to multi-organ failure. It can lead to neurologic damage. So again, we want those types of situations to be prevented.
Parents and caregivers are urged to never leave children alone in the car, as it can heat up very quickly. Also, monitor a child's time outside.
We as parents or caregivers need to enforce some frequent breaks, enforce some let's stop and take a break and get some fluids. Let's get over here under the shade, and then you can go back to the activity that you were doing.
Dehydration in infants and children could look like a change in behavior where they're very tired or appear dizzy.
Sweating profusely, children just don't have the reserve that we have. So if the child is just sweating profusely, or if the skin becomes more dry and not moist, child starts having nausea or vomiting, refusing fluids. These are all signs or symptoms that we as parents or caregivers can look for in children.
If your child is showing severe symptoms, it's crucial they
be evaluated by the EMS system, taken on into the emergency room, because these can be signs or symptoms that they're moving from heat exhaustion to the more severe risk of heat stroke.
And healthcare professionals also encourage student athletes to take frequent breaks, hydrate, and be aware of more strenuous exercises.